Hey everyone, welcome back to Installation 00, and more specifically, welcome to the Armory. This is where all weapons from Halo lore will be featured and analysed in detail. It's been a little while since I released one of these, and if you remember from the previous episodes, I've conveniently covered the UNSC weapons that debuted in Halo Combat Evolved. Almost like that was intentional, wasn't it? In all honesty, this first series of videos will look exclusively at the weapons and vehicles from Halo Combat Evolved, and we will cover subsequent games and lore in future series. So going back to the here and now, in this episode we continue the Halo CE trend, but instead take a little look at the other side of Halo CE's weapons arsenal. In this episode, we look at the plasma rifle. The Type 25 directed energy rifle, more commonly known as the plasma rifle, is a fully automatic rifle formerly serving as a Covenant infantry weapon. The Type 25 was the primary weapon of the Covenant's Officer Corps, standard issue to the Sangheili and Julhane. However, lower caste species within the Covenant who had attained significant rank within this Covenant military were also issued this weapon during operations. The Type 25 was one of the earliest and most frequent encountered Covenant plasma weapons. It occupies a role very similar to that of the human assault rifle. The earliest iterations of the plasma rifle were in use by the Sangheili warrior class for millennia, long before the Covenant itself was even established. Human researchers of the UNSC's Office of Naval Intelligence believe that the plasma rifle's current design dates back at least 500 years, with only slight modifications made to the rifle over time. The Type 25 plasma rifle is a battery-powered directed energy weapon that is capable of fully automatic fire. The two segmented portions of the rifle function as large plasma generator subassemblies. The pair of curved bodies are joined via the trigger guard, creating the rifle's distinctive smooth, streamlined shape. The rifle, like most Covenant weapons, is smooth and aerodynamic, almost organic in appearance. The plasma rifle's design has only changed slightly over its centuries of service. It measures 62 cm or 24.4 inches in length, 15.4 cm or 6.1 inches in width, and 37.3 cm or 14.7 inches in height, and weighs 5.9 kilograms. The scale of this weapon brings into perspective just how much larger the Sangheili are than humans, as the weapon is predominantly used one-handed. Due to the scale difference between humans and elites, humans who wield this weapon, with the exception of Spartans, have to hold the weapon more akin to a rifle, resting the rear fins rather precariously in the shoulder. It also makes it all the more impressive when eyewitness accounts have seen Spartans in the field dual-wielding the plasma rifle in full auto mode, which must be a sight to behold as a normal human. The weapon's contemporary design was the result of foreigner technology, Sangheili craftsmanship and Sanshayum artistry. The plasma rifle's design was noted to be jaw-like, a design that perhaps unconsciously mimicked a Sangheili's mandibles. Placed atop one another, the rifle's generators fire in a stagger pattern, taking the slow automatic fire of each individual collimator and combining it at the charging and accelerating part. This design allows for a faster rate of fire and more rounds per second. Despite the efficiency of plasma rifle's design, a significant amount of waste heat is produced by the rifle's generators. As a result, the wielder is forced to fire short, controlled bursts, or risk overheating, the latter of which is a tendency of the weapon. The side of the weapon has a small temperature gauge. This visually informs the wielder how close the weapon is to overheat. Covenant technology possesses no instrumentality, meaning none of the surface controls or triggers connect in any way human scientists can understand. By late 2552, these scientists were awaiting treaty negotiations with the Sangheili with the aim of receiving specifics of the plasma rifle. The weapon's inner workings are comprised of several components, including a power cell that keeps the weapon active, powers the magnetic containment field, and carries out the firing cycle. The power cell in question not only contains the primary power, but also a reserve of hydrogen fluoride used as the basis of the weapon's ammunition. The weapon has a power output of 100 to 150 kilovolts, and can fire between 360 and 540 rounds per minute. Unlike the Type 25 plasma pistol, the plasma rifle is capable of both semi-automatic and full automatic fire. The plasma rifle uses superheated ionized gas as ammunition, in particular hydrogen fluoride, which it siphons from the reserves and channels it through a conduit, which then mixes with the power cell's energy, exciting the gas to the state of superheated plasma, and then encapsulating it within a magnetic containment field, and then it is discharged from the crystalline tips of the plasma rifle and accelerated downrange by high inductance electromagnetic fields. The lethality of the Type 25 is extreme. Injuries inflicted to a victim are severe third-degree burns. This type of injury destroys the outer layer of skin and the entire layer beneath. The wound is cauterized instantly upon impact. Bodily fluids would be subjected to flash vaporization, inducing a strain or a shock on the body after impact. Fluids trapped in organs or arteries, in addition to the rapid expansion of heat, would cause ruptures or small explosions, causing additional damage to the target. At close range, 2 bursts from the Type 25 have enough thermal transfer and kinetic energy to pass through victims with ease. Close range impacts can also cause dismemberment of limbs. Near misses can also cause injury to the target as they produce severe burns to the area they pass. This can also cause heat trauma or heat stroke from the extreme temperatures of the bolt. Should the plasma impact an object, the impact can cause splash damage, creating debris, both non-heated and heated, that may come into contact with the target with a crippling or lethal effect. Generally, 2 hits from a plasma rifle will kill a light armoured or unarmoured target. The plasma rifle is a close to medium range weapon and as such can inflict very high damage at that range. The rifle is extremely efficient at killing soft targets while doing lethal amounts of damage to heavily armoured targets. Enough infantry equipped with a Type 25 rifle can halt enemy infantry advance with its ability to deliver harassing suppressive fire. This tactic is also reflected in the Covenant's combat doctrine. Destroy enemy morale with harassing fire from distant or hidden snipers and intimate exposure to the alienness of their infantry. Spartan 2s and elites have been observed to be able to dual-wield plasma rifles, doubling their efficiency in close to medium-range combat situations. The plasma rifle, when fired continuously, overheats very quickly because of the rapid cycling, loading, ignition and release sequence of energy. To prevent the weapon from being damaged, the Type 25 temporarily shuts down and opens heating vents to allow the excess heat to dissipate before the weapon reactivates. This process leaves the weapon inoperable and useless. Careless infantry who are not aware of this function of the plasma rifle can get themselves killed because of this. The rifle has no known methods of restoring its battery ammunition. As such, when the battery is depleted, the rifle must be discarded or replaced. At 10% charge level, the plasma rifle will begin to misfire. This is due to the plasma cell's inability to deliver enough energy to start and complete the ignition and release phase of operation, hampering the operator's use of the weapon. Although the plasma rifle can strike a target at long ranges, if it is not suited for a long-range combat, due to 2 distinct properties of the weapon's operation. The first is the rate of thermal expansion, which is determined by the rate of the bloom of the bolt. The second factor is speed. The faster the bolt goes, the farther the bolt will travel before the magnetic field begins to weaken, causing the temperature of the bolt to cool before the magnetic field becomes unstable and finally dissipates. The bolt also loses velocity and kinetic impact with long travel distance. The plasma rifle is one of the most immediately recognisable Covenant weapons, and its time-tested design has held up in the field of battle for centuries, if not millennia. Any weapon that can last unchanged for this duration of time and still remain combat effective must be a weapon designed perfectly for the art of war, although one cannot shift the distinct possibility that the weapon's lack of innovation is more so a reflection of the species who wields it, rather than an implied perfect design. That being said, the effectiveness of the weapon on the field of battle and its ability to dispatch practically any foe that it is aimed at cannot be argued with, and as such has earned itself a formidable reputation across the many species of the galaxy. Thanks for watching. Stick your comments down below and I look forward to what you have to say. I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons: Nathan the Silent Cartographer, Miguel, Brian and Sebastian the Holders of the Mantle, Justin, Darian, Ty and Iron Griffin my Reclaimers, Zach, Deep Cover, Verbal Statue, Spesigo and Charles my Metarchs, and all the other patrons that have jumped aboard to support the channel. I literally cannot put it into words how much that means to me. If you like Halo lore discussed to insane levels of detail, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you're told the second a new video hits the shelves. Be sure to support us on all major social media channels including Discord, and if you really love the channel, consider heading over to Patreon and supporting the channel over there. It would mean the world to me and would free up more time for me to put into this Halo content and other Halo related goodness. Take it easy everyone. Find peace in the domain.